Okay, before I go into the place, I had to, elaborate on this a little bit because I don't want to forget about it. And it was something that was dropped in my spirit. And it pertains to blueprints. Blueprints. And I've been speaking about blueprints, not on here, but I've been speaking about blueprints just in conversation and even writing some things down because blueprints are before us in so many ways and in so many forms and facets. We have blueprints of music in different genres of music. People who come out in certain decades and literally setting the blueprint for rock, the blueprint for R&B, the blueprint for hip-hop in one way or another. And not saying that you just have to go about it in their way, but they made such an impact that it is looked at as a blueprint in one way or another. And so I was thinking about literally my journey, part of my journey anyway, which as some know and many will discover and find out to a deeper degree, that part of my journey began back in 2014 in fitness. And my fitness realm was bodybuilding. Shout out to Roger Johnson. I will love you forever. Thank you. Roger was my very first coach, my very first trainer. And he made me believe in me in that way and in that form and in that facet. Because, of course I knew about bodybuilding to a certain degree, but not like that. Definitely didn't think it was something that I would get involved in any kind of way. You know what I'm saying? But I did, and it taught me a different kind of discipline in that time. And unbeknownst to me, it really, hold up, oh my God. Woo! Okay, Holy Spirit. I really needed it. I really needed it in my life, and I didn't even realize that I needed it in that way because I was beginning grad school at the same time. So simultaneously, I'm jumping into this, fitness realm of bodybuilding, training as a bodybuilder, and I'm starting grad school 12 years after I have graduated from undergrad. I came out in 2002. Blessed dear Langston. And so when I got into it, I didn't realize that at the time, as hard as I was going at it, because I did, and it was hard. I was going hard, but it was hard. But it became something that was therapeutic for me at that time as well. And I literally was setting a blueprint and didn't even realize I was setting a blueprint. And this is nothing cocky, so don't take my words and try to twist it in any kind of way, form, or fashion, because I know y'all, some of y'all, blessed God. But I was literally doing that way before the time of that being quote unquote popular in the spaces that I was inhabiting. And I say that because it was a lot of people who did applaud and support what I was doing once they really grasped it. And I wasn't looking for that. That's not what this is about. But they did. Just because some really they realized how hard it really was. Because I put videos out there of my training. It wasn't just pictures. Like, it was some pictures, some clips of me training. And that wasn't even to the grit of it. Some of those videos, it wasn't. But they realized how dedicated I was to it, because I was doing 2 a days, had to. And some days it was 3 a days. But I was doing that and inspiring a population of people, and not just men, not just women, it was men too. And some would come up to me and actually let me know that, and that was humbling to me, because I was just doing what I knew I had to do. And literally looking at it now and watching people who were applauding me at some point in time, and then kind of began to do this, Oh, blessed God. And this ain't no woe is me. I just pay attention to things. And so some of the people who will applaud you in certain things and in certain aspects of your life will also become the ones who are your naysayers. They'll become the ones who throw daggers at you later on. And that's okay. It's all part of the process. But at the same time, you will see them begin to do and implement things that you've done. That's setting a blueprint. You've set a blueprint. And so you'll if you haven't, like, look at a lot of the artists, and I hate that happens at times, but a lot of the artists who came out before a certain, decade or time that artists who came out behind them did, and there'll be a comparison. The world is big on comparing people, and they'll have these comparisons going on, and sometimes it will cause the originators, I guess you could say, to some degree, the ones who came out before, to have a distaste for some of the younger generation, just because they don't necessarily pay homage. And not only do they not pay homage, and not saying that they have to, but it is a respect thing that would definitely be appreciated. But sometimes not only do they not pay homage, but they will literally deny, having been influenced or inspired by. And you can tell, you can look, and you'll know. And it becomes something that is oppositional, that should be collaborative. So back to being blueprints and setting blueprints. Oftentimes we will do things just because it's in us to do, because we've been inspired to do it, because we have an innate talent or knack to do it, or whatever the case may be. And we've been taught to sometimes downplay that, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. I'm here to say, and I've had to do this to myself too, and not in a vain manner, but acknowledge the things that you've done in your life. Glory be to God. Glory be to God. Glory be to God. But acknowledge the things that you've done in your life that have influenced and inspired people to do better, to do great things, to come behind and do great things. But don't discredit, because a lot of times you're setting blueprints way before time, and then you're bashed for it, for those very things, and then you'll see people come behind you and doing it. And so you're made to feel bad for things that have inspired people to do better. So I'm just saying, don't discredit yourself, and don't downplay the things that you've done to set blueprints, to put your special mark. I always talk about your fingerprint is your fingerprint. Putting your fingerprint in the earth, because it's yours and it's yours alone. God gave it to you. So what you do, only you can do. Blessed God. Yeah. I'm gonna go now. I just wanted to drop that. I had to elaborate on that. I didn't mean to go this long, but you know me sometimes. Blessed Jesus. But y'all have an awesome rest of your Friday, and I'll catch you in the next one. All right.